In my mind, it doesn't make sense that to grow something, you should dig a hole and cover it with dirt.
Well, I want to make the distinction about being planted, because the act of planting can be confusing, because planting looks no different from burial. You bury the dead to get rid of the body, but you plant a seed so that it can go through a metamorphosis and come back up better than it was when it went down.
Everything you see above ground that blossoms and that's beautiful, it was underground one time. When you under stress, don't just think, man, Lord must not mean for it to be. How you think you're gonna be a plant without no dirt?
As long as you take a bag of seeds and keep it on the shelf, you'll never have a harvest. You can take a bag of seeds and put it in the shelf and put it in the light somewhere, and it will never produce. Because seeds were designed to produce in the darkness. Because in the privacy of darkness, seeds begin to go through a metamorphosis. Transformative power of God, the ability to turn this into that, is often done in the dark. Oh, it's often done in the dark. He puts you in a private place, and there he begins to bring about change. It was dark, but it wasn't over. It might be dark for you right now, but it's not over. You might be going through a season of the absence of a thing that you legitimately need. You might have to go up without what your neighbors have, but it's not over. Sometimes you have to go through something to find out who you really are, to find out that you can do more than you thought you could do. If I look around me, I see circumstances. If I look in me, I see hope. If you've been looking at some things that's been discouraging you, shut your eyes to what you see. The power that's going to deliver you is coming from the inside. I just want to stop and thank God that he allowed me to go through my changes in the darkness. I came to preach to somebody that might be in a dark place right now. I came to tell you that weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. That where you are is not where you're going to be. I came to tell you that you got hidden treasure that your first grade teacher might have lied when she said you couldn't learn, or you couldn't be, or you couldn't do, or your first girlfriend might have lied when they said you were a nobody. But after this, you shall come forth. I'm better. I'm better than I was when I went down. I'm better for it. I didn't like it, but I'm better for it. You see, I was planted in a dark place, but I'm better for it. Every time you go through something dark, remember you've been planted, not been buried. And when you come up, touch somebody and tell them, I'm coming up.
We believe, we stand in faith, but nothing is changing. Nothing feels any different. Still dark outside. This is what faith is all about. You can't see it, but you have to know you passed midnight. Yes, it's still dark outside, but the sun is on its way up. Don't be discouraged by the dark. The dark is not a sign that God is not working. Thoughts will tell you, you would have seen something by now. You have to walk by faith and not by sight. Because 11:30 at night doesn't look any different than midnight. There's no evidence that it's a new day. You can't see it, but when you prayed, you left the PM and you came into AM. You may not be able to see any sign of it. Victory begins in the dark. It's tempting to think that God has forgotten about us. The fact is, light is on the way.